standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
If you or someone you know is planning to retire within 6 to 12 months, please call Joe D. Garcia. Federal, city, county, state employees, and small business owners, we have you covered. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call Joe D. Garcia from Blanket Retirement Services, 956-276-4943.
I'm Joe D. Garcia.
And I'm Rolando Trevino.
And we are Blanket Retirement Services. We have you covered.
What's up, everybody? Back for another episode of Lunchin with the Hounds. It is April 2nd, 2025. Warm, windy day outside. I'm joined by Miss Sylvia Martinez of the golf team, representing the girls team. This is Lunchin with the Hounds, as always, proudly presented by Arroyo Driving School. Sylvia, what's going on?
Hello.
Thanks for joining us here this afternoon during your lunch period. Sylvia, so your senior year, we're already, like I said, in first couple of days of April, May, and graduation is a lot closer than you might think.
Yes, it is.
Fix your right here. Fix that a little bit right this way. There you go. There you go.
Yes, it is. It's getting closer, and it's just like, it's sad, but it's scary. Because, I mean, it's almost over, and then we go off to college.
Right.
And everything's going to be, like, new.
Yeah, I think more nerve-wracking than maybe the scary part. It's maybe just because of the unknown, and just going to be in different uncharted waters, to say the least, certainly. But how's your senior year been so far?
It's been good. It's been hard, but it's been good, fun, getting to be with my classmates for the last year. So.
Was it everything you expected your senior year? Just not just with athletics, but just the camaraderie of your friends, going to football games, being able to enjoy everything?
Yes, for sure it has. I just feel like we all also just grew closer together, so it's better than what I expected, because now I got closer with everyone from my grade, and we've all just had a lot of fun enjoying this last year.
Absolutely. And for me at least, this year has gone by so fast. We blinked. Football season was over. Basketball season was very quick. Golf got here. Track got here. Baseball, soccer came and went. I mean, for me, I can't believe that we're already in the month of April. And for me, it always, after spring break, I feel like the year just kind of flies by. There was that last 2 months. But Talk about your golf season so far, and just last year as a team, you guys were able to make it to the regional meet. What were some things you learned about yourself over the off season, and some things that you improved?
Well, first of all, it has been going by really fast, especially golf season. But what I learned from last year was definitely that I should work harder and not take it for like granted. Just I feel like last year after district and going to regionals, I practiced like every day after that. I mean, I had to work hard on what I messed up on so that way I can be able to fix it this year. And something I have definitely been working on is like short game. I mean, a
Okay.
big part of all of our game is chipping and putting, and it's something that Coach Alex helps us with every day. He has us go to the putting green and practice because it's a big part of like our game. If we mess up, it's mostly on the putting green. So
Absolutely. We talked to Ian last week about the district meet, excuse me, being in our own backyard right here at Rancho. The question I asked him, and I'll ask you, is: do you feel maybe there's any added pressure knowing that it's in our backyard? There's got to be some advantages to be able to play on your home court.
I do think there's more pressure because I feel like people will probably expect more from us since we practice there every day, and they expect a better outcome. And maybe if it doesn't result in that way that everyone thinks, it kind of makes us feel like we didn't
Right.
do that great. But I also like that it's there because, especially being my senior year, getting to play at home
Yeah.
is very fun
For
since
sure.
I play there every day.
Right.
So
And that comes with the advantages of you knowing what each hole presents with the different challenges that you go to a course that you may not be too familiar with. So I mean that's got to be a big plus. I think that's more of an advantage than the so-called pressure. Because I
yeah,
mean there could be no pressure at all. I don't think there's any pressure. It's just one of those things that maybe a little bit,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of added pressure just because that you're on your home court. But talk about those advantages. Like for example of maybe some holes that you know better than others.
yeah, that also because there is like we all think Rancho is a pretty hard course here in the valley. So for people coming from Laredo or San Antonio that have probably not played there before, they don't know what to expect. So
Right.
and also being from the valley where it's always windy,
Yep.
they are probably not used to playing with so much wind. So I think that's also an advantage we have because we play with the wind every single day.
Yep.
So, and we play every weekend, and we know either maybe there's like some tricks to it, and we know our way out of it, and we just know how to play that hole.
Yep, and for sure another thing too is that you guys not only know the course, but I think that you guys are starting to feel a little bit better. You from the where the season started. Like Ian said that he feels he's playing a lot better. I think you're playing a lot better. So you guys have momentum going into the district meet. Y'all feel that same way? There's a lot of confidence.
Yes, I do feel like I've improved from last year, especially from the beginning of this year. I have improved, but I mean like every player we have our days, and I feel like I've definitely had some of my days and I could be in like a slump, but I feel like I have a lot of confidence going into the district meet and definitely think I could make it to regionals, so I feel very confident about that.
Absolutely. Of course, you committed to Concordia to play golf. Talk about that a little bit, and just what drew you there.
So ever since I started towards the end of my sophomore year, when I started practicing, I immediately like fell in love with it, and I knew it's something I wanted to do after high school. So my parents and Coach Alex would encourage me every day, and they would help me. Like I would go to practice with Coach Alex and my dad, and they would help me. And it's something that as soon as the opportunity presented itself, I knew it's something I wanted to do. And when I got the text, I went to go visit. I immediately fell in love with the school and the golf course they play at. And I talked to the coach, and I was like, this is where I want to go, and this is what I want to do.
Absolutely. What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge from becoming a high school athlete and then now becoming a college athlete?
I think the discipline because they work twice as hard as us, and I feel like it's more challenging. I feel like when you play a sport in college, it's more like
It's a job.
it's a
It's
job.
a job. No, it is. Yeah.
So, um, getting to do that, it's definitely gonna be a lot harder, but
Mhm.
I'm ready for the challenge.
Mhm.
And just because, I mean, some people end up not liking it after, but I know
Right.
that, like, I really like the sport, so I feel like
Mhm.
I'm gonna really like it in college, and I'm just gonna work twice as hard if I need to and
Mhm.
put in all the work so I can become better.
For sure, I know a lot of the athletes that I talk to that are going off to college to play in a sport is a lot of them say time management, and I think that's one thing that you're getting at, that I think that's going to be really big. Just managing your time with having, some kids have workouts in the morning, then they have class, then they have a film in the afternoon, or they have class in the morning, then workouts or games. So it's certainly a
Yes.
job, but I think something that you're certainly up for. What are you most excited about being able to play at the college level?
Um, Meeting the like new my new teammates,
Mm-hmm.
all of them, and then also just getting to experience different golf courses and like
Yeah,
traveling.
yeah, for
So I
sure.
think that's also very fun. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. You got style show coming up. Talk about that a little bit.
style show we have, which is on Saturday. We It's a big part of like every senior year
Mm-hmm.
because the seniors take a big part of it, and we model, we
Mm-hmm.
dance, but it also takes a lot of time out of your day. But I mean, it's fun. At the end of the day, it's all worth it. So it's very fun and exciting.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, any shout outs?
Uh, Coach Alex.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna catch up with you guys later this afternoon down at Rancho. See how you guys are doing. I know Galo. I spent some time with him Saturday here at the baseball game. He was pretty
Yeah.
excited. I know you're excited. I know
Yes.
Coach Alex is excited. April 14th, correct?
14th.
Is the district meet just down the street right here at Rancho. So we'll see. We'll let Sylvia go. She's gonna have her lunch, and then we're gonna have Grace Cowan and Leo Hernandez join us representing the boys and girls track team. This is Luncheon with the Hounds. When we come back.
Ready to drive with confidence? Arroyo Driving School helps teens and adults become safe, skilled drivers. Our certified instructors teach the latest techniques to ensure you're prepared for any road. With quality vehicles and hands-on training, we give you the skills to drive responsibly. Get started today.
The standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
If you or someone you know is planning to retire within 6 to 12 months, please call Joe D. Garcia. Federal, city, county, state employees, and small business owners, we have you covered. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call Joe D. Garcia from Blanket Retirement Services, 956-276-4943.
I'm Joe D. Garcia,
And I'm Rolando Trevino.
and we are Blanket Retirement Services. We have you covered.
Welcome back to Lunchin with the Hounds, presented by Arroyo Driving School. We're joined by sophomore Leo Hernandez, representing the boys track team. Leo, how's it going?
Good. I just ate my lunch, so
What'd you have?
I had spaghetti.
Spaghetti. You know, this being a lunch show, I kind of stopped asking what people have for lunch these days. We just kind of get into conversation. But so Leo had spaghetti. I'm actually planning on having spaghetti too. The spaghetti here's not bad.
Yeah.
I actually like spaghetti. And you want to know a funny story about spaghetti? Is that my whole life I never liked spaghetti. I never really ate it. I chose not to
really?
eat it. I just didn't like it. Not that. I mean, it tastes okay, but to me, it didn't taste like anything.
Yeah.
If that makes any kind of sense. So my whole life I never liked spaghetti, right? And my mom and my family growing up, they loved having spaghetti, but they knew that if I was home, they wouldn't make spaghetti. They would always pick to have spaghetti whenever I wasn't home.
Oh.
They're like,
okay.
Kevin's not gonna be here this weekend, so we can make spaghetti. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, cool. So then last year, they were serving spaghetti here, and we have left. We get the spaghetti
Yeah.
for lunch, and I remember it was last year, it was during football season. I was like, man, I'm really hungry, and I don't want to go anywhere. Well, I'm just like, I may as well just eat the spaghetti. Like, it's free. I'll try
Yeah.
it. And I'm like, you know what? It's actually pretty good. It's not that
the
bad.
spaghetti here is actually
The
really
spaghetti
good.
here's pretty good, right? I throw in a little seasoning sauce and I eat the spaghetti. I'm like, that was really good, right?
Yeah.
So then I called my mom after school and I said, hey, you never guessed what I had for lunch today. And she's like, what? I was like, I had spaghetti for lunch. She's like, you actually had spaghetti? She's like, I'm a little sad. Like, you never ate my spaghetti.
Yeah.
I said, well, Mom, the spaghetti, it was free. Like, I had it at school. And she's like, what do you mean it's free? It was free your whole life. Like, growing up when we had spaghetti. And now, so, I mean, I don't know. So these days, I'll eat spaghetti now.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got the district track meet coming up next week, Leo. And where do you feel you're at this year in the track season?
I've definitely gotten better.
Mhm.
I've been focusing on fixing my form, how to get faster, and I'll be running the 400. So I gotta try to still fix my strat
Mhm.
for it.
Absolutely. How do you feel you did at the city meet?
It wasn't my best meet. I ran a slow 400 time, and my 100 time wasn't the best either.
Absolutely. And your other meets, I know you had the PI meet, the Real Hondo
Yeah.
meet. Just how have you feel you've done in those overall?
The PI meet was probably my best meet because I got to take a break from the 400 and I ran
Mhm.
the 200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which
And-
which one do you go ahead?
And I ran my best 100 time.
Absolutely. And that was at the Real Hondo meet or the PI meet?
The PI meet.
The PI meet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which one do you feel most comfortable with as far as 400? Which one do you feel is your strength?
The 400,
The 400.
definitely. Yeah.
What makes them different between the 400, 200? Like as far as maybe technique, speed, or what
I
is
think
it?
it's definitely being able to control your body.
Mhm.
The 400 is really a mind over matter. I
Mhm.
think kind of you have to be strong mentally because especially in the last 100 of it,
Mhm.
well, for me at least, I started getting super dizzy and I got tunnel vision and stuff.
Mhm.
And then at the end of it, I'm dying on the floor for 20 minutes.
Absolutely. Do you feel you're in the right place as physically, mentally going into the district meet? 'Cause it can be
Yeah.
tough. It can be tough the district meet. Do you feel right where you need to be?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Absolutely. The district meets next week. Did it get here a lot quicker than you felt or thought?
I think it felt longer,
Longer?
getting there.
Mhm.
Last year definitely felt faster.
Certainly. What are you most excited about competing up at the district meet?
Just going, just
Going and competing?
being able to compete. Yeah.
Absolutely.
for there.
What school, at least in just last year, this year, what school you're like, man, that school's tough.
Well, I've been hearing that Sax has some good runners, so
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, good luck next week, man. And you said you're going to be competing in the 400 next
yeah,
week?
the 100 and the 400.
The 100 and the 400?
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. So that 100 is fun. I
Yeah.
think the 100 meter dash is fun. I think if I would have done track, I think I'd have been a 100 meter guy.
Yeah.
But good luck, man, next week. And then hopefully you can punch that ticket to the regional meet. So,
Okay. Thank you.
absolutely. When we come back, Miss Grace Cowan's going to join us from the girls track team. This is Lunching with the Hounds.
Ready to drive with confidence? Arroyo Driving School helps teens and adults become safe, skilled drivers. Our certified instructors teach the latest techniques to ensure you're prepared for any road. With quality vehicles and hands-on training, we give you the skills to drive responsibly. Get started today.
The standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
If you or someone
Welcome back to Luncheon with the Hounds. Our final guest, Miss Grace Cowan, representing the girls track team. How's it going?
Good, sir.
Absolutely. So you've been very busy this year, a four-sport athlete here at St. Joe. So Grace does cheer in the fall along with cross country. And in the winter, she jumps into the swim. And then recently, she's competing in track and field. So there's not a lot of four-sport athletes. So a shout-out to that. Grace, let's rewind all the way back to the fall and just how was the cheer year for you?
It was awesome. Yeah, the football team going all the way that they did was a good experience for us.
Absolutely. So you did cheer, and then you had a little bit of cross country. What was that like for you?
It was tough. I did all morning practices, so it was
Ooh,
even
okay.
worse.
Absolutely.
But it really helped my endurance.
Absolutely. So cheer and cross country. Were you always in cheer, or was that just something you just picked up recently? Or
It was this year.
okay,
First time I ever done it.
cool.
Mhm.
And what made you want to try out for cheer?
I think like the connectedness with the school. Like I feel like I lacked that part. Like I never went to football games or anything.
Yeah.
So it was a good experience. Like something different.
Cool, awesome. And then cross country, and then you joined you didn't join the swim team. You were on the swim last year, right?
Mhm.
Correct. You came back on the swim team this year, and you were able to go to the meetup in San Antonio. What did you feel the difference between your first year in swim and your second year?
It was definitely a little bit like I felt the seriousness of it more,
Mm-hmm.
like a little more pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was a good meet for our team.
Yeah. What did you compete in?
I did the 100-meter free and the 50-meter free.
And do you feel that maybe like being in cross country helps with the endurance and being able to swim, or are those two completely different things as far as endurance and being in shape?
It's similar like with the breathing,
Mhm.
not much so much the physical part. Of
Okay.
it, but yeah.
Did you feel you were in better shape maybe when you got to swim, being that you've had a full year of cheer and a full year of cross country? You
Yeah,
felt
definitely,
that
definitely,
you
I
feel
felt it.
shape? Absolutely. Obviously, I think where you're shine the most is on the track and field, and I think you probably agree that's your first love, right? This year, I think you've taken that next step, and particularly in the hurdles.
Mhm.
You won the city meet in the 100 and the 300, so congratulations on that.
Thank
That was
you.
a big deal a couple weeks ago at the city meet. What do you feel has been the difference in the hurdles?
It's definitely like intensity. Like it's not just like hurdle form. I've been doing it for years, but like the sprinting workouts and like pushing myself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What were your thoughts on the city meet? I mean, you won the 100 and 300, but it's unique because it's not just St. Joe, but it's all the Brownsville schools, and there's 6 of them. So there's a lot of competition from 6A and 5A.
Well, the hurdle competition was not very heavy, but it was a nice chance to see where I was compared to Brownsville.
Did you PR at the city meet in the 100 and
No,
300?
I didn't.
No. Have you PR'd this year in the hurdles, or where are you at on that?
I haven't, but I think district is a good chance to feel it.
Absolutely. What makes the hurdles unique? Because it's a lot harder than it looks. Having to sprint and then hurdle, sprint, hurdle. I mean, it looks hard. What makes it unique?
It's definitely like it's a totally different type of race. Like it's not just about pushing yourself. It's more about like getting a fast hurdle transitions back to running.
Mhm.
Like each time
Mhm.
you jump a hurdle, so it's much different.
And how do you get yourself locked in? Is it the morning of, the night before, when you get to the meet, 5 minutes before your race? When is it that you get locked into those hurdles?
Definitely like the little warm up I do before
Mm-hmm.
hurdling, like hurdle warm up
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Absolutely. How are the other meets gone for you this year?
Good. We had some good competitions. Definitely city meet was a highlight, and PI,
The
that
PI.
was a nice meet.
Absolutely. Like I asked Leo, what are you looking forward to the most at the district meet next week?
It's our first chance to compete against our district this year, so I think it's a good chance to see where we are with regionals
Mm-hmm.
and on.
And do you feel that you're right where you need to be as far as you go when it comes to the hurdles? Like you're if the race was tomorrow, you're ready to go.
I think there's not a lot of time left compared to region, to the district,
Right.
but I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot.
Mhm.
But there's definitely more improvement.
Yeah, well, that was gonna be my next question. Or maybe what is a thing or two maybe you wanna maybe fix or tweak before?
Just like approach the first hurdle. Like that's
Mhm.
the hardest part for me. Is like I think about it too much and then it slows
Okay.
me down.
For sure, absolutely. But the district meet is next week at San Antonio Christian. So, Grace, you'll be competing next week, and hopefully, I mean, last year I thought we fared well, and you did go to regionals last year, so you have that under your belt as far as the experience goes. And just as a sophomore, how much do you think that experience has helped you kind of just transition this year?
Oh, I'm way more prepared.
Yes.
Like I know what's to expect
Mm-hmm.
and how it's gonna go. Like the district and regional meets are run a lot more like professionally compared to
No, for
just.
sure. Yeah. Before I let you go, any shout outs?
Thank you to Coach Drew. Your track workouts, like they're hard, but they've made me better.
Absolutely. That's Miss Grace Cowan joining us from the girls track team. Good luck next week at the district meet, Miss Grace.
Thank you.
Special thank you to Miss Sylvia Martinez, Leo Hernandez, and Grace Cowan for joining us on this week's episode of Luncheon with the Hounds. Shout out to Diego Tamayo and the boys' JV baseball team yesterday as well. They were here, right here in our backyard. We'll see you guys next week. This has been Luncheon with the Hounds, presented by Arroyo Driving School.
Ready to drive with confidence? Arroyo Driving School helps teens and adults become safe, skilled drivers. Our certified instructors teach the latest techniques to ensure you're prepared for any road. With quality vehicles and hands-on training, we give you the skills to drive responsibly.